Hi, I've just travelled from Madrid to Quito, Ecuador on an Iberia A350 in Premium Economy, and this is my report and guide. So let's start with what Iberia says it will deliver when you book a seat in Premium Economy. The key headlines are a wider seat with more space, greater privacy via a separate cabin, 12-inch screens for the entertainment system, priority boarding and greater baggage allowance. They also claim that you get more attention and personalised service. These should, of course, be a step up from what you'd experience in the economy cabin. Our review of British Airways' equivalent product earlier this year was generally positive, and we felt that they delivered pretty much what it said on the tin. So how does what Iberia promises translate to reality? Unfortunately, Iberia was nowhere near as good, and in fact, I'm afraid to say, extremely poor in some areas. But let's go through my flight and show where they do achieve what they have promised and where they fall down. They say that they offer a dedicated check-in for Premium Economy, which indeed they do. The queues here were shorter than those for Economy, although this is of course only of benefit if you are checking bags into the hold. As far as the baggage allowance goes, this is where Iberia, in my view, plays a bit of a game. Their website promises an increased baggage allowance, which might suggest to some that you should get at least 2 times 23 kilo bags to check in. However, the lowest Premium Economy fare only allows you to check in 1 23 kilo bag. I'm guessing they will argue that they are comparing with the most basic economy fare, which has no checked baggage allowance. But this still came as a bit of a surprise to me. With the most basic of the 3 Premium Economy fare levels, you don't get fast track security. However, and quite unusually, the 2 higher fare levels do bring that benefit at airports where fast track is offered. None of the fare levels offer lounge access unless you have the appropriate One World status. If you do have status, then you will be pleasantly surprised by the Iberia Business Lounge in Madrid Terminal 4 Satellite. It is large and offers a great choice of food and drinks. Iberia board their aircraft in groups, with the first group being Group 1, reserved for business passengers and those with high One World status. Group 2 is for Premium Economy passengers, and on my flight, this worked well. One thing to be aware of is that regardless of where the jet bridge is positioned, economy passengers will always board through the Premium Economy section. Upon boarding, my first impression of the Premium Economy cabin was, being really honest, quite underwhelming and extremely small. Iberia promises a separate cabin, and in my view, Premium Economy on the A350-900 does not qualify at all. It feels more like a small section at the very front of the economy cabin has been replaced with slightly larger seats, with little attempt to partition it properly or create an intimate atmosphere as British Airways do. There's not even a dividing curtain, just a small circular board in the middle row splits the 2 areas. It definitely is just one cabin. Also, Premium Economy passengers use the same toilets as Economy, which are situated halfway down the economy cabin. The Premium Economy section is relatively small, just 24 seats, with 2 rows of 4 in the middle and then 4 rows of 2 down each side. With the most basic Premium Economy fare, you cannot select your seats until check-in opens 24 hours before departure. The seats are the same as used by Emirates and British Airways, but the overall feel on Iberia is less exclusive. The seat pitch is 37 inches, an inch shorter than many competitors, and in my particular case, the calf rest didn't work. The provided pillow and blanket are a small step up from the economy equivalents. The recline was adequate, and if I'm honest, I didn't notice the smaller seat pitch. I could sit with my legs crossed, which is fine for me. We were offered a pre-flight drink, which was a choice of orange juice or water in plastic glasses. This is a step down from British Airways and Emirates, who offer sparkling wine or champagne. After boarding was complete, our departure was delayed by nearly 2 hours due to weather. But there was no attempt by the crew to offer any additional drinks or service during this period. I love opening my Amenity kit. It feels like I've been given a present. The one provided on my flight was adequate, with pretty much the same contents as British Airways, with the notable exception that Iberia provided earplugs, but British Airways didn't. Iberia doesn't really mention the food and drinks in its marketing of premium economy, whereas some airlines make upgraded food a selling point. But that was probably just as well. There was no separate drink service during our daytime flight after takeoff. Instead, about 45 minutes after departure, the crew served lunch and drinks together. The premium economy menu offers the same starter as economy, but different main course options and a different dessert. I'd requested the lasagna, but when I removed the foil, it was actually gnocchi. And when I asked the flight attendant, they simply said they'd run out of lasagna. There was no apology or offer of anything else. I was given one small bottle of wine to accompany my lunch, and I was not offered any more. Tea and coffee was offered afterwards, followed by a bottle of water and a chocolate. The food quality was average, and the food in premium is served on china dishes rather than foil trays. The aircraft was equipped with Wi-Fi, but it didn't work in any of the cabins on our flight. One thing that Iberia does boast is that the level of service in premium economy will be noticeably better. Now, I'm not going to mince my words here, but it has to be about the poorest service I have ever experienced in any class. From the moment that our lunch trays were cleared away, 90 minutes into the flight, until 1 hour 10 minutes before landing, that's an interval of roughly 8 hours, we did not see a member of cabin crew in the premium economy section of the aircraft. They literally all disappeared for at least 5 hours, and then one returned and hid themselves away in the galley. The menu promised snacks would be served during the flight. This never happened. Eventually, some passengers went into the galley and asked for the drinks and snacks. As passengers saw that this is what you had to do, bear in mind no one had had a drink for about 7 hours, this resulted in queues at the galley. Now, as the galley is situated at the front of the premium economy small section, this meant all the economy passengers were queuing through the premium economy section. It really was incredibly poor, and the flight attendant in the galley was not at all hospitable and treated us as more of a hindrance. Just over an hour before landing, more attendants appeared and we were served a basic sandwich and drink, exactly the same as offered in economy. So, how would I rate Iberia's premium economy experience overall? While most airlines manage to make it feel like a premium experience in most aspects, Iberia fails to achieve this. Based on my experience, I would struggle to recommend Iberia's premium economy product. The food on my flight was pretty much the same as economy, and the service was poor. The only reason to pay for premium economy would be the larger seat. As you'll see from our video, Is Premium Economy Worth It?, we value the seat at around 30% more than the economy fare. Now, I paid £1,600 for my return flight, which was out in premium economy from Madrid to Quito, and then I returned all the way back to London via Madrid in business class. This actually, in my view, was a decent deal, and I'd certainly say that whilst Iberia's business class falls short of airlines such as Etihad and Emirates, it is a massive improvement on its premium economy. If you want to know what British Airways premium economy is like, then why not watch this video? In the meantime, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified about new releases on the channel, and of course, give us a thumbs up.